Hello and welcome. This is a collective message for whomever needs to hear this whenever you do find yourself at this video. And as always, these are collective general messages, so take what resonates for you, leave the rest, reverse the energies as it applies to you, and let's get started. As I'm doing this reading today, February 19th, the sun has just moved into Pisces. I'm feeling that. Pisces, the 12th house, the last energy of the zodiac, the completion of the zodiac cycle. A lot of big changes happening on this planet with many humans. Interesting. Gaslit slid out. We're going to put it back, but put a pin in that. It may come back out, and if it wants to, it will. Wow. And now the cards don't want to shuffle. Some of you may feel very confused right now as to whether your intuition and your inner knowing and your feelings and your sensations are telling you the truth, or is there somebody outside of yourself telling you that you're wrong, that you are feeling something wrong, sensing something wrong, being wrong, you're misunderstanding, you made something up in your head. And even though you have an inner knowing of your own, maybe this is somebody that you once trusted, or you're one to not trust yourself and your own instincts and intuition. And so you rely on others to tell you what you already know. All right, that's for some. I'm going to honor that card sliding out. What are the messages? For everyone's highest and greatest good. What message needs to come out? Okay. We have ancestral patterns, karma, Pluto energy. We are moving through a lot of repeat experiences, repeat feelings, emotions, thoughts, beliefs. There could be some repetitive, cyclic experiences that are arising that may be less than pleasant. We're all meant to work through and clear ancestral patterns and karma from the past, not just our past, but our parents' past and their parents' past, and our ancestors are watching over and guiding each and every one of us. Let's keep going. These patterns can be ways of thinking, belief systems, traditions, old, antiquated, not working any longer, actually causing more harm than good. And when you start to sense and feel that, you know, I think I'm working through a pattern. How do you feel? You can navigate your experience through the body. How does it feel? What is your body telling you? If you don't trust your intuition, if you don't trust your own mind and you're relying on somebody else's, you can always rely on how you feel. The body will not lie. It will keep the score. And if you're tense and you're stressed, or you're anxious and worried, or you're sad, or you're mad and depressed, those are indicators. There's something that is not in alignment with my highest good and my highest self. Okay. Again, Sun just moved into Pisces. We're completing a very long cycle. That repeats itself. History repeats itself until we make the change. It's time to rest and rejuvenate. Okay. Okay. So many are clearing ancestral patterns. Base chakra. Gotcha. Ooh, I have the chills all over my body. I have a lot of energy moving through me at this moment. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Overall, just as I was reading, we have disruption, the Tower. These are experiences that are meant to crack us open for our soul, our light to shine through and begin to guide us. Trusting yourself. We have the universe below that. The universe is working with you. This is a cycle breaker. We have very big planetary transits that are working in combination to assist us in moving through and releasing, moving away from ancestral patterns, karma. And as we begin to allow whatever's happening to crack us open and crumble the very foundation that we once believed in, the very beliefs that we once believed in, the very traditions that we once followed, including the ego. When we allow it and to crack open and show us our truth, and we believe our own truth, that's when the pattern begins to break and life will begin to pivot you onto your destined path, the path that your soul has been leading you on the whole time. So as we learn new things or remember things that our soul knows, it is time to integrate. So if you find that you're tired, if you find that it's really difficult to continue with the routine and the repetitiveness of life that you have been doing for however long you've been doing, maybe your entire lifetime, it is because things are changing. Things are changing internally, things are changing consciously. And when the body starts to shut down and becomes tired, that is an indicator that this is a cycle of integration. Rest and rejuvenate your energy as often as you can. Take time to spend and communicate with nature. Absorb nature's energy, which is our own natural frequency. It will align you. We have base chakra. And as you do, take this time to integrate. As I said, the universal forces are working with you. You will begin to feel more grounded, rooted, and safe on your new journey, your new path. And as a source of support, we do have a lot of beautiful energy supporting this great change in following our heart, following our dreams, following our desires, no longer listening to the old stories and the old narrative that the mind is telling you, or the old story and narrative that other people outside of you are telling you that no longer resonate, no longer feel alignment with you. Now, there's a lot of reflection and memories of love, of your true essence. Whenever you have the last memory of being in your heart, feeling love for yourself, for life, for others. Could be even with animals. Whatever it is for you, these reflections, these reminiscings, these memories are here to support you and show you that this too is a part of you. And you can live this life through the heart, through love. Don't forget who you truly are, and don't forget your heart, your passion, your dream, your desire. Okay. This is why we are here, to break these patterns. They were developed a long, long time ago to keep us from our own power, our own strength, our own inner knowing, our own communion with nature, with the universe, with life itself, to keep us in this stagnant wheel of repetitiveness. Okay. All right. I now have my throat chakra I got a lump in my throat. There's a lot more that wants to come out. I feel many of you are feeling this to one degree or another in all areas or a specific area in your life. But if you reflect back, you will notice that these patterns are not yours. These patterns were passed down to you through your family and your ancestral line, including races. This is a new time. This is a new life. This is a new earth that we are evolving into. The old ways don't work anymore, and I think many people are starting to realize this. As exhausting as it can be to try to continue to make things work, you realize once disruption sets in, that is a big indicator to move on. If you're in a relationship that is not only full of conflict, but there is elements of abuse, and this could even just be emotional, mental, that is the universe's way of saying, this is done. You are learning your lesson. You may now move on. But some people stay in that because of their ancestral patterns and karma. Same with jobs, occupations, you name it. You stay in something after disruption has hit, the universe saying, it's time to go. You no longer need to endure this any longer. You are living by the conditioned and programmed mind of your ancestors. Okay. Good. Nine of Wands with rest and rejuvenate. It's been a long road. There's been a lot of struggle, a lot of trauma, and yet you still hold your light, your strength. You're still standing. You're still on this planet. You're still here. You're still living this life. You're still breathing in the air. And you are ready for something new. Something more in alignment with you. Something that actually excites you, wakes you up, and lights that flame up inside of passion. It's a page, but it is definitely, pages are the first ones to truly take that direct action towards something different, whatever it is inside that is calling to you. Okay, there is a lot of worry here. The mind. So when the mind and the stories and the narrative of the mind tell you, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, this doesn't feel safe, this doesn't feel, I don't feel grounded. That is the part in you, it's a protector part that is trying to keep the vulnerable innocence within you, the inner child, safe by saying, don't do it, don't do it. If you do it, this is going to happen. It's predicting the future that has not even happened yet. And this is how we stay on that wheel. When we put our expectations into a predictable future, this is what you're going to get because that's all that you've ever known. It is important to break out of that box, out of that wheel, out of that cycle. And the mind, the ego, will be the first to try to talk you out of it. You may be finding that wherever you go, for some of you, that there are crows around you. Crows are messengers. Crows are messengers and warnings that you're in your mind too much and you have some negative thoughts that are really trying to take over you, take your power from you, as they have in the past. Ancestral patterns. Be mindful of these thoughts. They are not yours. They belong to your ancestors. They have been developed out of fear, control tactics from the powers that were. But your soul, as is the universe, has been trying to help you break free from that. And it's a process. So don't be hard on yourself, but be mindful of the thoughts that tell you, I'm not safe. I won't be secure. I'm scared. It's okay to be scared. Do it anyway. Make the changes you know that are good for you. You will be supported. The moon at the bottom. So we have the Queen of Pentacles with memories of love. Hold these memories dear and close to your heart. You can use them in your imagination to create your new future. This is memories of love of someone who was giving of their time, of their energy, of their love and patience to you. This does exist, but more importantly, it is important that you give that to yourself. Give yourself the love, the patience, the time, the focus, and energy. Put that into yourself. Put that into your heart. Put that into the new path that the universe is trying to show you the way to. Overall, we have the moon. Below that, we have justice. So this can be a very nebulous time, a time that will cause the mind, the ego mind, to worry, fear, because the spell of the moon is so hypnotic in its own way. It is the mystery, it is the dream, it is the dreamer. It is linked to our intuition and our emotions. It is the part of us that most human beings, not all, but most human beings are uncomfortable with. Although it is an aspect of life and ourselves, the moon. We have the sun and the moon. And most importantly, the moon being linked to our emotions and where our emotions pull us. Just as the gravitational force of the moon pulls the tides in and out, so too does the gravitational force of the moon pull the tides of our energy and our emotions in and out. We have the black and the white dog here through the duality. So you may be feeling a lot right now. We do have a full moon coming up too. So this may have something to do with that. Justice below that is the universe is trying to bring balance to you. It's trying to show you something within yourself. It's trying to relieve yourself of any insecurity, doubt, shame, guilt, fear. But it can feel overwhelming at times. It can. So let's get, we'll get some advice from Moonology for this reading, since we are on the subject of the moon. But pay attention to those feelings, because the moon is very deeply connected to our intuition, which is connected to our feelings. See, we have been programmed and conditioned to not feel all of these feelings or trust or believe all of these feelings. So we trust and believe the powers that were instead of our own intuition. This disruption is trying to break free from that confinement, to trust what you are feeling. The moon is feeling. Trust your intuition, your feelings, your gut, your heart, what you are seeing, sensing, hearing in a new way. As they say in the mystic world, for those who have the eyes to see beyond the veil, beyond what is showing us at face value. Okay, advice, please. There's a prophecy within the indigenous tribal, I believe it's American Indian. And the story goes of Wetiko. It is a disease of the mind that was to plague humanity. Plague humanity into a deep trance and spell to disregard themselves and others and the earth and nature and God, universe, stars, and instead follow a new sense of power that was truly linked to greed and control, fear-based. And as you can see, if you look around you, that prophecy came true. We are given an opportunity through disruption to break free from the Wetiko spell. Adjustments are required. And that's exactly what disruption is doing right now. Before you move ahead in your life, it's time to adjust. Break free from ancestral patterns. Break free from karma, repetitive experiences, beliefs, traditions, ways of thinking, perspectives. And a lot of times this disruption can be very eruptive, volatile, scary. Probably why the root chakra is out here. Suddenly the world that you knew no longer exists. There is a new perspective here, yet it's almost as if you've got one foot in the old world and one foot in the new or the unknown, which actually feels very familiar if you start to really tap in to your heart and your connection, even just your connection to nature, to yourself, to animals, to the innocence, plants, the stars, the moon, the sun. Let's read it from the book. Adjustments are required. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there is also a lot of negativity, and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which need to be released into the ethers. This card also comes with a promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change, of course, is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now, which will remind you of what you want and what it's time to let go of. So pay attention. Yeah, perfect way to end this. Pay attention. There are things, life is showing you what is meant for you to let go of at this time. So I hope that you found this to be helpful for you. Sending you all out so much love. Take care. Bye.